Greetings and welcome. My name is Daphne Garrido. This is Of Darkness and Light. This is something that seems really silly, but it's not, and I want you to hear me. Um, it's a matter of sexuality. Um, and sexism. So let's talk about it. I think there's a root here to a genuinely improbable, yet plausible, yet completely resonating within the body solution to why we hate the world we've created and each other so often, and why our relationships are so fraught with carnage that we have to create institutions which prescribe us medicine that is specifically to help us cope with the ways we traumatize each other constantly in relationship. There's a key at the bottom, right? There's an ankh. There's a solution. It's usually where you don't want to look. It's usually where you would never believe if you think about it. It would be somewhere that would be funny, because that's where we hide our deepest denial, is in things we laugh about. Bear with me. Human sexuality is a part of what we are in our bones, in our DNA. Bear with me. Recognize body triggers when I say what I'm about to say, and realize that there are triggers that are beneath the heart that are of closing off body truths from coming into the heart. There are lockings of shoulders and crunching to prevent heart truths from reaching true contemplation in the mind. And there are forceful creations of subconscious block that will make you laugh. And I ask you to look at those and do not despise yourself for them, but to maybe double back and watch it again and just give yourself some grace for finding it too funny to take seriously. But a part of root human sexuality all the way around is eating ass. I said it in the modern term, right? We try and make it funny. Yo, I eat ass, dude. It's just like, listen to the way that people say that. If you're a fogey, who I doubt is here, who thinks that the terms eating and ass and eating ass is really crude, good for you. If you're a younger person who says it like a younger person says it, with a kind of pride, feel into that pride. It's an embarrassed way to say it and to proclaim it. I enjoy tonguing rectum. How hard is that to say? I mean, it's got to be really clean, dude. You got to do the work. You You got to do the work if you're going around that place. Um, I mean, I suppose there's a specialist occasion, but it's just like not really, not for the tongue, not for the tongue. But there were rivers in the past, right? There are situations where things become clean and fresh. There are tools of nature where even in the past, people could clean up real well in the back, right? Um, the poop fear is real. See, this is so funny. We can't even talk about it. Feces, right? All of the words, they're so stigmatized in body triggers. It's scary. Listen to this. I'm going to get right into it. I like getting rammed by stuff, big things. I enjoy that a lot. I've been working on that since I was young. I'm laughing. That's a denial because it's okay. It's okay that I do that because it's a part of my spirit, my nature, and my root sexuality. I like putting things in my ass in ways that make me get off. It's my sexuality. I use my other stuff too. It's okay. I got a little speedy because I was nervous. I did a thing with my hair because I'm nervous about this. Because who talks about this? Male or female? Who tries to talk about loving anal sex? And especially having someone eat your ass in a way that is beyond humor. Why? Why do we have such a block there? What is Eve done wrong in the Garden of Eden? What's the apple? What's the apple of Eden? The wisdom. Oh, I like that. There is a root of sexism that trans women are exposed to that creates great hurt, especially the goddesses of spirit that are non-binary, female-loving male women. That's what they like. My spirit is a bottomy spirit, even with my equipment. It's like, yo, I'm a flop topper. If you're calling me a top, dude, I'm a bottom all the way. But I do what I'm told is what I'm saying. I'm not a service top, dude. Like, I've written chapters of my books where my favorite chapter ever, where Gloria is like basically like doming a guy who is a cisgendered woman that she is mentally making into a man via language. And it's like a reverse dom situation where it's like he's in her head while she's doing it, so she doesn't have to feel like she's the top. And that is a total trans woman loving women who is having sex and playing the top constancy. How do I do this in a way where I still feel like the woman of my spirit that is showing deference to somebody else, kind of taking control in this situation? And women like me love getting our ass gone at. And I'm going to tell you, the energy from lesbian women that date trans women, the energy from non-binary females who engage with male women, there's just too much trauma there and cultural conditioning specifically from these myths. The apple of Eden in particular, what does that tell our bodies when we decode that myth into us through generations? Someone once knew what we were talking about with that. There is a root of misandry in the fact that every female I engaged with as a trans woman had serious, somebody else will do that for you, vibes. And that's okay if we're honest about it. But then they don't want to be my friend because we both want it so bad deep down. And that's not everybody. That's just definitely happened in a couple of my relationships where it was like, dude, they talked about it. They were talking about it. And it's, please take any connotation you might have from being around here to presume who you know I'm talking about. Because I've just been in a couple of relationships, right? And yeah, that's the thing that cisgendered women deep down want with their cisgendered men. And the men want it too. And there's nothing invalid about any expression of homosexuality or transgender existence. We are who we are. I'm exploring it through myth, and I'm going to work it out where everybody has. That's why I'm saying there's 8 souls, is because I like this idea of Lilith and Samael and Eve and Adam, but there being 8 expressions in total, because there are divine pairings between people who have those spirits working with other matches, right? Or a match with their own, and that being what's important. But I do feel like there's some truth where it's like there's some serious conflation going on about that situation. Because even it's just like it's designated into like the S&M community, people who will actually talk about it. And it's like there's so many hot couples that are just super into it and are doing it, right? That's what you think. Probably not with the male, right? That's what's happening in terms of the key to why our entire civilization does not serve us. And it's embarrassing because it's from the ground up, it's from the bottom up. It's why cisgendered men hate their wives and they hate them back. It's why trans women are so left out. Because the way we embody with hormones, which are medicine to someone who has what I have. It makes everybody kind of want it more. so, ugh, ugh, ugh. And then they won't even be my friend because the it's I just have such a bottom energy and also kind of a bratty, bossy, bitchy energy. I'm just being honest here. When I embody earnestly in relationship with people, um, they cast me out because they wants me in ways that their body won't let them do. But then they cannot mentally acknowledge that, and they won't even be my friend because what I would previously say is cowardice. But I think cowardice would be to face the root information, what I've just given you, and to not consider it despite the awkwardness. Because I don't think you get deeper than this. I genuinely don't. I think it's silly and it's bizarre, but you're like, what have we fucked up? How could it be that? How could everything come from that? Never once has a female done that to me. I had it happen once in a situation where I was with a trans woman and her guy. And I was like, goddess of the fucking world. Even they didn't want to bring me back because both of them were just like, dude, you're like, they both wanted me more than they wanted each other. I could tell it was they were saying stuff that I knew was triggering each other like while it was happening, dude. It was just like he said something that was made her get like, and she did too back to him. And when I was leaving, they were both just like, I think you just broke us up. And I was just like, I don't want either one of you. That was kind of fun, but I'm traumatized because I really hated it. It was not fun. It was a mistake I made because I didn't want the cisgendered man. I would lie with a woman like me, and I would be happy with that. But to me, the more divine pairing is with a non-binary female. And that's just like off the table culturally because of conditioning and consequences of myth and DNA. It's like we're not even gonna really get past it. We just have to like let ourselves be friends and adults, even though we don't want it. And then, and we do, and we don't, and we don't, and we don't. But it's like, whatever, we're looking at it now. And then there's heroes, right? They just mash through it because they can feel it. I'm like, I want that. So anyways, I am holding out for my Olmec, who is from my mythology, who I have always been like, what is my Olmec, dude? What is my Olmec? And it's just the one non-binary female who's gonna eat my ass and make me their wife. And that's what it is.